Wait, don't scroll. What you're looking at right now are not just old coins. These coins ruled their era. They carry power, history, and serious money potential. If these coins are in strong condition, clear date, sharp details, minimal wear, you could be holding something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Condition is everything. A coin that looks ordinary to most people can explode in value when it grades higher. What seems like a $20 or $50 coin today can jump to $500, $1,000, or far more in the collector market. Serious collectors pay top dollar for clean surfaces, strong edges, and original shine. And these exact coins are in high demand. Look closely at the design, the date, the rims, the strike. These small details decide whether a coin is common or a hidden treasure. Every single day, people unknowingly spend coins like these, losing a chance at life-changing value. If you truly want to know which coins dominate the market and which ones can turn into big dollars, stay with this video until the end, because the next coin might be sitting in your pocket right now. This is not just a $1 coin. This is a symbol of American power, pride, and history. The 1776 to 1976 United States $1, known around the world as the Bicentennial Dollar, was created to celebrate 200 years of American independence. 2 dates on one coin, one nation, one legacy, and a design that instantly separates it from ordinary dollars. The moment this coin was released, it stopped being just money and started becoming history in metal form. Look at the design carefully. On one side, the bold image of President Dwight D. Eisenhower represents strength, leadership, and stability. On the reverse, the Liberty Bell layered with the moon is not accidental. It tells a story. It connects America's revolutionary past with its space-age future. Freedom on Earth, dominance in space. That powerful symbolism alone is the reason collectors all over the world continue to chase this coin decades later. Now here is where most people make a massive mistake. They see the number $1 and assume it's worth only $1. That thinking costs people serious money. Because the real value of the 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollar is not decided by its face value. It is decided by condition, strike quality, mint origin, metal composition, and collector demand. And when all those factors come together, the price doesn't rise slowly. It jumps. A circulated, worn example might still trade above face value, but a clean, sharp, well-preserved bicentennial dollar is a completely different story. Coins with strong details, original luster, clean fields, and minimal marks can command tens, hundreds, and in premium cases even thousands of dollars in the collector market. Proof versions, silver-clad versions, and high-grade mint-state examples are where the real money lives. Collectors pay attention to the smallest details. The sharpness of Eisenhower's profile, the clarity of the Liberty Bell, the strength of the lettering, the smoothness of the fields. Even the edge and weight matter. A difference that looks minor to the average person can mean a difference of $50 versus $500, or $500 versus $5,000 to a serious buyer. This is why professional grading can completely transform the value of this coin. And let's talk about demand. The bicentennial theme is timeless. Every generation of collectors connects emotionally to the 1776 to 1976 date. It represents freedom, celebration, and national identity. That emotional connection keeps demand strong year after year. When demand stays high and high-grade coins become harder to find, prices naturally move upward. That is exactly what has been happening with premium bicentennial dollars. Many of these coins were saved, yes, but most were not saved in perfect condition. Finding one today that still looks powerful, clean, and original is not easy. That scarcity in top condition is what pushes prices higher. What once sold for a few dollars decades ago now sells for multiples of that, and the ceiling keeps rising as collectors compete. Another important point most people ignore is timing. Coin values don't explode overnight. They build momentum. And the bicentennial dollar has momentum. Auction records, private sales, and collector interest continue to show that strong examples are not being given away cheaply anymore. Smart collectors are holding, not selling, because they understand where this market is heading. This coin also carries international appeal. It's not just American collectors. Buyers from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East actively seek iconic U.S. coins, and the 1776 to 1976 $1 sits high on that list. Global demand always adds pressure to prices, and pressure pushes values up. So when you hold this coin in your hand, you are not holding spare change. You are holding a piece of history that can turn into serious money if treated correctly. Store it properly. Do not clean it. Do not scratch it. Protect its surfaces. Because one careless move can destroy hundreds of dollars in potential value instantly. The biggest tragedy is how many of these coins are still spent, traded casually, or ignored. People walk past real value every day because they don't understand what they are holding. The ones who win are the ones who learn, who look closely, and who wait patiently. The 1776 to 1976 United States $1 is not loud, but it is powerful. It doesn't promise riches, but for those who understand condition, rarity, and timing, it offers opportunity. And opportunity in the coin world always belongs to the educated collector. This is not just another dollar coin. This is the 1979 United States $1 with the D Mint mark, struck at the Denver Mint, and it represents one of the most important turning points in modern American coinage. This coin was born from an idea to create a small, practical dollar that could circulate every day, and it carries a story of ambition, controversy, history, and hidden value that most people still don't understand. At the center of this coin is Susan B. Anthony, a name that stands for determination, courage, and change. She was one of the most influential figures in American history, a leader in the women's rights movement, and her appearance on U.S. currency was groundbreaking. This was the first time a real woman, not a symbolic figure, appeared on a circulating U.S. coin. That fact alone gives the $1,979 a permanent place in history. Now look closely at the details. The portrait is bold, serious, and sharp when the coin is well preserved. The lettering, the date, and especially the D Mint mark tell a deeper story. Denver minted coins often show strong strikes, and collectors pay close attention to the sharpness of the hair, the facial features, and the rims. These details decide whether the coin is ordinary or desirable. On the reverse, the American eagle landing on the moon is not just a design. It's a statement. It connects American strength, exploration, and technological power. This design was reused from the Eisenhower dollar, tying the Susan B. Anthony dollar to the space age and reinforcing its symbolic weight. When this coin is clean, bright, and untouched, the design comes alive in a way that photographs can't fully capture. Most people think this coin failed, and yes, it struggled in circulation. It was often confused with a quarter, and many were set aside, ignored, or forgotten. But here's where collectors think differently. Coins that are misunderstood by the public often become more interesting to collectors over time. And that is exactly what happened with the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar. Condition is everything. A worn, scratched example may trade close to face value, but a well-preserved 1979 D coin is a different story. Coins with original mint luster, clean fields, minimal contact marks, and strong details can climb quickly in value. In higher mint state grades, prices don't just rise, they multiply. The difference between an average coin and a premium one can mean tens of dollars versus hundreds of dollars, and in top certified grades, even more. Collectors carefully inspect the strike quality. Weak strikes lose value. Strong strikes gain attention. The Denver Mint examples are studied for consistency, and standout coins are pulled from the crowd fast. Add professional grading to the equation, and suddenly a coin that once sat unnoticed becomes a serious collectible. There is also variety interest. The 1979 series includes multiple design types and strike characteristics, and collectors love chasing these differences. That ongoing hunt keeps demand alive. As long as collectors are searching, prices stay supported, and strong coins stay valuable. Another important factor is nostalgia. Many people remember seeing these coins as children or hearing stories about them. Nostalgia fuels collecting, and nostalgia fuels demand. When demand meets limited supply in high condition, values move upward. This is basic coin economics, and the 1979 D-dollar fits perfectly into that pattern. International collectors also play a role. U.S. coins are collected worldwide, and historically significant designs attract global attention. The Susan B. Anthony dollar stands out because it represents social change, modern history, and a bold experiment in U.S. currency. That broad appeal strengthens its long-term position in the market. Now here's the part most people get wrong: cleaning. Cleaning destroys value. A cleaned coin may look shiny to the untrained eye, but to a collector, it's damaged. Original surfaces are gold in the coin world. If you have a 1979 D dollar with natural luster and untouched surfaces, you are already ahead of most people. Storage matters. Handling matters. Knowledge matters. Coins that survive decades without abuse are the ones that command premiums. That's why smart collectors don't rush to sell. They wait. They watch the market. They understand timing. The 1979 $1 with the D mint mark is not about instant riches. It's about smart collecting. It's about recognizing history before everyone else does. Coins like this quietly gain respect over time, and when the market finally pays attention, prices adjust fast. So when you see this coin, don't dismiss it. Don't underestimate it. Look at the condition. Look at the details. Look at the story behind it. Because in the world of numismatics, stories create value. And this coin has a powerful one. What most people spend, collectors preserve. What collectors preserve, history rewards. And sometimes that reward comes not in cents, but in real dollars. The 1980 United States $1 coin with a D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. This coin may appear ordinary at first glance, but as we explore it, you'll discover layers of history, craftsmanship, and collectible potential that make it a treasure for both new collectors and seasoned numismatists. The year 1980 was a significant period in the United States, politically, economically, and culturally, and the coinage of that time reflects the society, art, and technology of the era. The $1 coin, in particular, was part of a larger story of American currency evolution, bridging the gap between the classical silver dollars of the past and the modern commemorative and circulation coins that continue to capture imaginations today. As you examine the coin, you'll notice its detailed design, the texture of its metal, the weight and feel, and perhaps the slight differences that distinguish the Denver Mint's version from coins produced elsewhere. Every D mark carries the legacy of Denver's minting tradition, which has been operational since the early 20th century, producing coins with precision, consistency, and a reputation that collectors respect worldwide. The 1981 $1 coin was part of a series that often commemorates significant figures, historical milestones, or symbolic national imagery. This particular coin may carry elements that reflect the nation's identity at that time, whether it is an emblem, portrait, or inscription. Numismatists will tell you that subtle features, such as the sharpness of the strike, the finish of the metal, the alignment of letters and numbers, and even minor imperfections, can dramatically affect the coin's value. Coins that remain in mint state condition, meaning they have never circulated and show no signs of wear, are particularly prized. Even slight toning, which is the natural discoloration that occurs over decades due to exposure to air and environmental factors, can enhance the coin's appeal for collectors seeking aesthetic uniqueness. Now, let's explore the market value. While many people overlook modern coins thinking they hold little to no investment potential, a 1981 $1 coin with a Denver Mint mark can still attract significant interest. Factors influencing its value include rarity, condition, historical context, and demand among collectors. For example, coins with errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned edges, can fetch multiples of standard market prices because they are rare anomalies. Even a standard issue coin, however, if preserved exceptionally well, could be worth considerably more than its face value to a dedicated collector. The numismatic world is full of stories where someone accidentally spent a coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, never realizing the fortune in their pocket. Imagine walking past a wallet filled with coins, some ordinary at first glance, but upon careful inspection, each could tell a story worth more than your monthly rent or even a year of savings. Understanding coin grading is essential for anyone serious about collecting. The Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, is the standard used to evaluate the condition of a coin, from poor to perfect mint state. A 1981 $1 coin in grade MS 65, for instance, is considered high quality, showing minimal signs of handling, sharp details, and a pleasing luster. In contrast, circulated coins might show scratches, worn edges, and fading of inscriptions, yet they still hold historical significance and can complete a collection. Collectors often balance between owning a perfect specimen and possessing a piece of history that has physically traveled through time, showing subtle evidence of human interaction. But coins are not just about money, they are about stories. The 1980 Denver dollar witnessed a world undergoing transformation. From the Cold War tensions to technological innovations and cultural shifts, each coin minted that year is a silent witness to an era that shaped modern America. Imagine the hands that handled it, the transactions it facilitated, the people it connected across markets, stores, and homes. Every coin carries a microscopic fingerprint of its journey, an invisible history encoded in the wear and sheen of its surface. Collecting coins is, therefore, collecting stories, memories, and connections to moments that textbooks and documentaries may never fully capture. For collectors interested in expanding their collection, tips and strategies are crucial. Always store coins properly, ideally in protective cases or capsules, to prevent damage from handling, moisture, or air exposure. Catalog your coins, noting the year, mint mark, condition, and any unique features. Join local or online coin communities where experienced numismatists share insights, trade rare finds, and provide guidance on spotting valuable pieces. Attending coin shows and auctions can be particularly rewarding because you can handle coins in person, ask questions, and learn firsthand what makes certain coins stand out. Online marketplaces, while convenient, require a careful eye to avoid counterfeits or misrepresented conditions. Always verify authenticity through trusted sources, and when in doubt, consult with professional grading services that provide certified evaluations and detailed descriptions. Another fascinating aspect of the 1980 Denver dollar is its composition. Understanding the metals used, whether copper nickel, silver content, or other alloys, can help collectors appreciate both the aesthetic and intrinsic value. Different compositions affect weight, color, and resistance to wear, making some coins more desirable than others. The minting techniques, the presses used, and the quality control measures of the Denver Mint all contributed to the final product that now sits quietly in collections and safes. This coin is a testament to American craftsmanship and the careful attention to detail that defines United States coinage. Beyond individual coins, collecting encourages learning about broader economic and historical contexts. For instance, understanding why certain coins were minted in larger or smaller quantities, why specific designs were chosen, and how public reception influenced production decisions, can enrich your appreciation. You may discover that a seemingly ordinary coin actually symbolizes a pivotal moment in American history, a tribute to an influential figure, or a reflection of social values at the time. The more you learn, the more fascinating each coin becomes. If you are passionate about collecting, always remember patience is key. Coins do not reveal their secrets all at once. You might acquire a coin and only years later realize it has unique features or exceptional value. This is part of the thrill of numismatics, a blend of research, intuition, and a touch of luck. Every visit to a coin shop, every careful examination under a magnifying glass, every conversation with fellow collectors opens new doors and insights that make the journey endlessly rewarding. Before we wrap up, remember that being part of a community adds to the joy of collecting. Our channel, Rare Coins Galaxy US, aims to bring you not only detailed information about coins like this 1980 Denver $1, but also stories, tips, and exciting updates about the coin market. We encourage you to subscribe, stay connected, and follow our videos regularly because the numismatic world is constantly evolving, with new discoveries and hidden treasures waiting for those curious enough to seek them. In conclusion, whether you are a beginner curious about collecting, a seasoned numismatist looking for your next edition, or simply someone fascinated by history and craftsmanship, the 1981 dollar coin with a Denver Mint mark offers something unique. It connects you to history, teaches you the subtle art of observation, and provides the thrill of discovering hidden value. Handle it carefully, store it wisely, and explore its story deeply. Every coin has a tale to tell, and yours might just be waiting to be discovered. Stay with us, keep exploring, and let your journey in the world of rare and collectible coins be as exciting and enriching as possible. Remember, every coin has a story, and every collector can become a storyteller through patience, knowledge, and passion. When we talk about American currency, few coins carry as much historical and collector significance as the 1981 United States $1 coin with the D Mint mark, struck in Denver. At first glance, this coin may appear like any other in circulation, a simple silver-colored piece featuring the familiar profile of George Washington. Yet to the discerning eye of a numismatist, it represents a chapter in the evolution of American coinage that is both fascinating and surprisingly complex. The 1981 $1 coin is part of a broader series of Eisenhower dollars, a series that marked the first time in American history a president was commemorated on a circulating dollar coin in such a modern style, bridging the gap between traditional numismatic artistry and contemporary minting technology. This coin is composed primarily of a copper-nickel-clad composition, giving it a robust, silvery appearance that resists wear and corrosion better than older silver dollars, yet retaining the heft and tactile satisfaction that collectors prize. The obverse of the coin features a detailed portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, meticulously designed to capture not just his likeness, but the dignity and gravitas of his presidency, a subtle homage to his role as the Supreme Commander during World War II and the 34th President of the United States. The D-Mint mark, placed below the date, immediately identifies this coin as having been struck at the Denver Mint, a facility renowned for its precise workmanship and consistent output during the late 20th century. Collectors often distinguish coins not only by their date, but by their mint mark, as subtle differences in production numbers and die varieties can lead to significant variations in market value over time. On the reverse, the coin presents a striking rendition of the Apollo 11 mission insignia, an emblematic eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, symbolizing peace and the monumental achievement of human space exploration. The background, engraved with careful attention to lunar surface details, captures the imagination and evokes a sense of national pride, linking numismatic art with historical milestones. Every ridge and contour of the eagle's feathers, the meticulous rendering of the lunar terrain, and the crisp lettering all speak to the precision of the Denver Mint's engraving and striking processes. This makes each 1981 D. Eisenhower dollar not just a piece of currency, but a small, portable monument to American ingenuity and ambition. What makes the 1981 D particularly intriguing for collectors is its position in the production history of Eisenhower dollars. By 1981, the mintage of Eisenhower dollars had fluctuated, with Denver striking millions of coins, yet certain varieties exist in relatively scarce quantities, particularly uncirculated or high-grade examples that have survived the decades without losing their original luster. Numismatists pay close attention to the coin's surfaces for any signs of bag marks, contact marks, or toning, as these details can exponentially increase a coin's desirability. Coins that retain a deep, reflective proof-like surface or display a sharp strike are often the centerpiece of a serious collection and can command prices far exceeding their face value. Market trends over the years have shown a growing appreciation for late 20th century coins like the 1981 D, as collectors seek to complete comprehensive Eisenhower dollar sets and appreciate the historical context encapsulated in these pieces. Beyond its numismatic value, the 1981 D dollar also tells a story about the economic and cultural environment of early 1980s America. This was a period marked by economic uncertainty, high inflation, and a public fascination with technological progress and space exploration. Owning a coin like this one is akin to holding a tangible piece of that era, a symbol of both the fiscal policies of the time and the broader ambitions of a nation poised on the threshold of modernity. The coin's design embodies themes of leadership, achievement, and optimism, while its circulation, however limited in certain grades today, reflects the broader monetary practices and consumer habits of the early 1980s. Each scratch, toning pattern, or subtle coloration tells a story of the hands that have held it and the places it has traveled, giving collectors a sense of personal connection to history.